Hey there, it's James again, dating coach for women. And today I want to talk to you about how to mend a broken heart, how to cure that heartbreak that you feel inside, how to stop crying on the sofa, how to stop wallowing in self-misery, how to stop being depressed, how to move on from that broken heart. I'm going to give you 10 ways in which to cure a broken heart, a combination of things that I've learned over the years and also some scientific suggestions based on what's suggested in Why We Love, this great book by Helen Fisher that I've just finished reading. So I'm going to go through the 10 ways to cure your heartbreak, to get over a broken heart. But before I get into that, just know I have had a broken heart a couple times during my life. The most recent one was just a few years ago. I fell deeply in love with a woman, and I chased her and was trying to convince her to stay in this relationship. And ultimately, she put me out of my misery and said, James, I don't see a long-term future for us. And in my mind, I was imagining her to be my wife, and we were going to have kids, and we were going to travel the world. I mean, she was the last thing that the last person I thought about when my head hit the pillow, and she was the first person I thought about when my eyes opened up in the morning. And when she finally ended it with me, I mean, it took me a year of self-misery and feeling sorry for myself, and exploring my mind and my ego and my personality and trying to get to the bottom of why this happened before I actually was able to move on fully. This broken heart was really the catalyst for me creating the system that I've created, which you can find out more about if you click the link down below this video or inside the video, to really help men and now women find their perfect partner, their soulmate, so to speak. So I've been there. I know that it's tough. I know it hurts. It's so painful. And, I was crying like a little girl in my mid-30s when this happened. So it's tough. All right. Enough about me. Let's get into these 10 tips. All right. So you're suffering from a broken heart. You're sad and you're thinking about the guy, and you really need to move on. Okay. So tip number one, at least according to this book, Why We Love, is to begin with, you must remove all evidence of the addictive substance, that is the beloved. Throw out cards and letters or stuff them in a box and put it out of reach. Now, I can tell you, I had photos of me and this woman in my iPhone. And for like a month afterward, I would literally just go through, look at these photos, watch videos of us together, and just daydream about us getting back together. And I would do this, and it was always in my phone. It was like, and a phone these days is just an attachment of your arm. And it was so bad for me because I just kept looking at these photos and being reminded of her all the time. Whenever I wanted to see a photo of her or a video of her, all I had to do was go to my phone and just go into that particular file, and there it was. But this is not doing you any good. Why? Because as Charles Dickens said, love will thrive for a considerable time on a very slight and sparing food. Even the briefest contact with him can fire up your brain circuits for romantic ardor. If you wish to recover, you must expunge all traces of the thief who stole your heart. Now, I know it seems harsh, but you have to do it. Now, look, if you don't want to delete the photos, that's okay, but at least get them off your phone. Get them onto a hard drive somewhere, at least out of reach. You don't want them on your computer. You want them in a difficult spot where it's hard for you to go and get them again. But you need to move on, so you need to remove all evidence that this person was in your life. Otherwise, you'll just keep thinking about that person. Okay, so that's tip number one. Tip number two is meditate. Develop a few mantras and silently repeat them. Something positive about yourself and your future is best, even if it isn't true yet. Something like, I love being myself with a soulmate of my own. Pick something that boosts your self-esteem and projects your mind out of the failed relationship and toward one that will succeed. And when you can't stop thinking about him, dwell on their negative traits. Write down their faults and carry the list in your purse or pocket. You might also try fantasizing. Picture yourself walking arm in arm with someone who adores you and who you cherish, the perfect partner. Make this person up and make it good. Someone is camping in your brain. You must throw the scoundrel out. So yeah, that's from the book Why We Love by Helen Fisher. So yes, meditate. A lot of it is in your mind, okay? A lot of it is in our mind. I know with my breakup, it was all in my mind. And I was imagining her and thinking about her. And then finally, towards the end of this 12 months of self-pity, I started to imagine myself with someone else. And I started to imagine that kind of picture, even though it wasn't real. It was just a story in my head. And when I did that, I moved further and further away from her, from the one who I broke up with. So again, meditate, develop some mantras, tell yourself why you are wonderful, why you're great, why you're terrific. I know sometimes this sounds a bit arty-farty and like meditate, or what kind of a tip is that? But this stuff actually works. If you just sit there and give yourself that positive reinforcement, you will move further and further away from the pain and suffering thoughts of your ex and into the possibilities, the endless possibilities of your future. All right, tip number 3. It's very important that you stay busy, okay? You need to distract yourself. Call friends, visit neighbors, go somewhere to worship, play cards or other games, memorize poetry or historic events, learn to draw or play a musical instrument, dance, sing, learn to speak a different language, get a dog or a cat or a bird. That's what the book's saying. I wouldn't encourage you to get a dog or a cat or a bird. Take a vacation you always thought about but you never did. Write out your plans for your future. This is really important, actually. I do a lot of visualization where I write out my plans for the future, and that really inspires me and energizes me and gives me something to focus on in the future. There's a great saying, which I'm going to butcher right now, but it's something about the windscreen, the vision through the front of the car is 100 times bigger than the rear vision mirror. Okay, so stop looking in the rear vision mirror at what's gone behind you, that being your ex, and start looking towards the future and what is bigger and brighter and bolder. Okay, so in other words, just keep looking forward, stop looking back. Okay, so you want to keep busy. And you want to do new things. You want to elevate your levels of dopamine. Dopamine is something that's released from your brain when you feel pleasure or excitement or happiness. And when you do new things, that dopamine is released and increases. So if you're just sitting there watching Sex and the City reruns, eating Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs ice cream on your sofa and crying, the dopamine levels are like way down low. But if you're going off and doing new things and meeting new people and taking up a language or learning how to play guitar or do something, the dopamine levels increase, which gives you a natural feeling of happiness. Okay. All right, let's move along to tip number 4, how to overcome a broken heart. Exercise, all right? Exercise is very, very good for rejected lovers. Any kind of physical exertion will elevate your mood. Jogging, biking, and other forms of strenuous physical activity are known to drive up levels of dopamine, okay? Bestowing feelings of euphoria. Exercise also elevates serotonin and some of the endorphins, calming you. In fact, some psychiatrists believe that exercise, aerobic or anaerobic, can be as effective in healing depression as psychotherapy or antidepressant drugs. Okay, so this is a huge thing. Exercise is so important. Now, you may have heard this 100 times before, but I'm going to tell you 101 times, okay? Exercise will increase your level of happiness. Exercise will take away vast amounts of depression. Exercise, again, from a physical point of view, not just like an emotional point of view, but from a physical, biological point of view, physical exertion will elevate your mood because it drives up that level of dopamine, okay? So it's not just go and exercise to distract yourself, although exercise is a good excuse to distract yourself from the pain and suffering that you're feeling. There's actually biological reasons why you should do it. It actually makes you happy. So if you're, again, I know from my own experience that when I was depressed, I didn't have the energy because I was thinking about it and I was depressed and I was upset and my energy levels just dropped. However, when I forced myself to go out there and do exercise, even if it was just a little jog or a cycle or just a really half-assed effort in the gym, I'm not sure if half-assed is an American terminology. We use that in Australia. But, you know, my levels of happiness just increased. You cannot help but feel happier. So if you're depressed right now, you're watching this video and you're lamenting a broken heart or a lover that's gone, get out there and exercise. It will improve your mood from a clinical biological point of view, okay? All right, let's move along. We're almost halfway there. Step number 5, sunlight. Sunlight is a great tonic for depressed lovers. Sunlight stimulates the pineal. I'm not going to pronounce this right, am I? The pineal. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize. The pineal gland in the brain, which regulates bodily rhythms in ways that often elevate mood. So pick a daily activity you can do in daylight, preferably outdoors. Now, I have a podcast for men called Alpha Male Club, and we talk about the importance of direct sunlight to men all the time in terms of raising their testosterone levels. It's the same for women, not to increase your testosterone levels, obviously, but sunlight is life, okay? It gives you a huge boost of vitamin D, which again is going to improve your mood. You're outdoors, you're in the sun. You should worship the sun, okay? Because that is going to increase your levels of happiness. That vitamin D stimulates those glands in the brain, which regulates the bodily rhythms in ways that often regulate mood. Okay, same thing as we talked about in tip number 4, that exercise is from a biological point of view can make you happier. Sunlight can do the same. So get out there and get some natural sunlight. You know how good you feel when you're at the beach and you're sun tanning all day, and at the end of the afternoon, you're like, oh, I'm so happy. It's because you just had so much sun. Yes, it's because you're also relaxing, but that sunlight is literally improving your mood, okay? So if you're depressed because you've lost a lover, again, get out there and get as much sunlight as you can. Step number 6 is something to avoid, actually. You want to avoid sweets or drugs that you know will stress out your body and mind, okay? So you don't want to be eating processed foods like Doritos and Oreos and sodas and candies and Snickers bars and Kit Kats and pizzas and all those kind of heavy foods, because again, those kind of foods will decrease your levels of happiness, and they'll make you sluggish, and they will just perpetuate this depression that you are suffering because of this broken heart, okay? So really watch what you eat. Don't be eating crap food. Try to eat as healthy food as you possibly can. Tip number 7 is smile. Now, I know right now you're not feeling that crash hot, and it's hard to smile. But when you put on a happy face, even as you're crying inside, the nerves of these facial muscles activate nerve pathways in the brain that give you feelings of pleasure. Even imagining that you are happy can spur pleasurable brain activity. Again, that's a quote from the book Why We Love by Helen Fisher. So again, smile, all right? Now, I know you're probably looking into the video that you're watching this video of me right now, and it's hard for you to smile. You're probably like this. Are you like that? Force yourself to smile. Even if you're super depressed, just force yourself to smile just for 5 seconds and hold it. Okay, I'm going to do it for you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You see that? I forced the smile. And when I forced the smile, I could not help but feel happy. It's crazy. It's like a forced smile somehow still elevates your mood. Now, I know you're depressed. I know it's the hardest thing in the world for you to do probably right now is to force a smile. But trust me, just do it for 5 seconds and then tell me how you feel on that 6th second. See if it makes a difference, okay? Even if you're crying and you're weeping and you're like, I'm so upset, come out of it, click your fingers and go. And force that smile. The nerve muscles in your face are going to make you happy. Like it's a physical thing. It's a definitive thing. It's biology. This just actually happens. Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker, I remember watching him years ago, and he said you can change your mood with the click of your fingers, just like that. You can go from depressed to happy, just like that. Okay, I know it doesn't feel that way right now, because if you're watching this video, you're hurting. And I can feel your hurt. I've been there. But just force a smile. Look in the mirror and force yourself to smile, and you will feel so much better, I promise you, okay? So we're going to move on to tip number 8. By the way, if you'd like to get more tips like this on an ongoing basis, just click the link in this video or the link below the video right now. I do a whole lot of these videos, and I send out book reviews of books to do with love and relationships. I give you my ramblings on romance and love on an ongoing basis. So if you'd like to get more of that, then just click the link in this video or in the description of the video below. Tip number 8. Stay out of the restaurants and the places where you and your lover dined and used to hang out. Go someplace new to shop or to get your exercise. Don't play the songs you used to share. Avoid the people, places, and things that trigger a desire for your wayward partner. This is really important, okay? So if you used to go somewhere all the time and it was a regular habit, you got to stop that, okay? You've just got to imagine you're a record player and you're going round and round and round and round and round again, and they got the needle on the record player, right? You're going round and round and round and round. What you need to do is you need to go and scratch that needle and just change the story, because your story, which is in your mind, is remembering the good times that you had with this man, where you were, what you were doing, how you felt. It's going round and round and round and round. No, you need to interrupt that story and go and start changing it. Go to different places, get new friends, stimulate your mind, try new adventures. Again, new adventures increases your levels of dopamine, which makes you happy, which isn't keeping you sad and depressed. So again, don't go to the place that you used to go always with your ex, with the guy that you loved. Go someplace new, go and exercise, go and do something different, but just change it up, okay? Tip number 9 is know that it's the first drink that gets you drunk. In other words, addicts know that when they have their first martini or chocolate donut, they will surely have a second and a third. So don't make that first phone call back to him. Don't write an email to him. Don't drive past his house that first time, okay? Don't put yourself through that pain and suffering, okay? Don't go into your inbox and look at emails that you used to send to one another. Don't go and check your text messages. Do not contact him. I'm ordering you, do not contact him, okay? Don't do it, because once you take that first sip, then you become a raging alcoholic. It is a slippery slope. I can tell you, to put it into perspective with me, I used to smoke cigarettes years ago, 15 years ago. And when I was quitting, if I just had one puff of a cigarette, next thing you know, 2 days later, I'd have 2 puffs. Then a few days later, I'd have half a cigarette. Then 2 weeks after that, I was smoking half a pack a day. And I did this for a few years. Thankfully, I haven't smoked in many, many years now, but it's the same thing. It's a very slippery slope. If you start sending out a text message, just one little text message saying, I miss you, or are you thinking about me, or words to that effect, all of a sudden, you go back into that old vicious cycle again, okay? And you don't want to do that. You need to move on. You deserve to move on. You deserve a better, more fulfilled life with someone else, okay? Lots of romance is in store for you in the future. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but there truly, truly is. So don't fall into that trap of just taking a little bite, of just sending one little text message, or one little Skype message, or one little WhatsApp, or one little Facebook, or going on his Facebook and liking one of his posts so he can see that you liked it, and then maybe he'll reach out to you. Don't even take that step. Just like a Band-Aid, you're going to rip the Band-Aid off. You're not going to slowly take it off and it kind of hurts. You're going to rip it off in one foul swoop, okay? All right, finally, we're on to tip number 10. Again, I'm reading this book, Why We Love by Helen Fisher, or rather, I'm reading from this book because I have finished it. And tip number 10 actually is my own tip. It's not in this book. So there were 9 tips from here. I'm going to give you the 10th. Time is the healer of all wounds. Yes, it is a cliche. Yes, it's been told to you 100 times. Yes, your friends who are supporting you right now are probably going to tell you the same thing. Time heals all wounds. It's a cliche because it's true. When I had my broken heart, it took a year. But it shouldn't take a year for you when you implement these tips. I didn't know this kind of stuff when I had my broken heart. I didn't understand dopamine and sunlight and exercise and new experiences. I didn't understand that. I didn't have the tools. And so it took time. It took time. Time will heal your wounds. I promise you, okay? I know it doesn't feel like that right now because you're like, oh, this sucks. I'm in the depths of despair. But every day it just gets a little bit better. Every day, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And again, I don't want you to take a year. It shouldn't take you a year like it took me a year. I don't want you to have to go through that. It should just take you months, maybe weeks, maybe days. It just depends. I don't know the background of how long you're with this person for, or how intense it was, whether it was a divorce or whatever it is. But just know that time will heal. Time will heal your wounds. It just gets a little bit easier every single day. So just Take each day as it comes. Yes, again, another cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. Time is the healer of all wounds, okay? It will get better for you. I'm so sorry that you're feeling depressed and hurt right now if you are. If you're not and you're okay, maybe there's heartbreak around the corner for you. It's great for you to know these tips because these are going to help you. If you've got a friend who's suffering right now and you want to help them, please do pass on these tips. Again, they're physiological, they're biological, they're mental, and they work. Okay, so again, if you'd like to get more tips like this on an ongoing basis, just click the link in the video or click the link just below in the description. And I'm going to send you a whole lot of other things. Great book reviews from people like David Buss, who wrote a great book called Evolutionary Psychology. He's a Harvard professor. It's all about why men and women fall in love, why there's heartbreak. A book like this called The Evolution of Desire, again, which is strategies of human mating. A whole bunch of other things like that. I can give you my words of wisdom about my breakups over the years and help you to find the dream man that I know that you are looking for. If you have heartbreak right now, I'm so sorry. I know it's painful, but do implement those 10 steps and you're going to come out of that pain a lot quicker and you're going to come out of that a lot stronger. And what's more, you're going to find that 1 in a million man that I know and you know that you absolutely deserve. Okay, I hope this has helped and I'll see you soon.